Well, they just plugged the cord in and the breaker didn't pop. So let's go see what's happening. I couldn't quite fill my tub up, so I'll have to flip the part over. Battery charger is humming. We're cooking with Crisco now. As I mentioned in one of the previous videos in this series, I was going to watch how much of the washing soda I used, because the more of that you use, the more violent the reaction is. And I didn't want to, create a bunch of hydrogen gas, even though it's out here in the open. I'm playing it safe, but you can see at that sacrificial anode and at that sacrificial anode and around the part, this thing is cooking really good, and I already got crap in the water heading for the anodes. So the process is working. So I've been fooling around with this electrolysis process for a while now, and it's been working okay, but I wasn't getting the results I thought I should be getting given the battery charger I'm using. So I went back to the drawing board a little bit, did a little more research, and reviewed what I had already studied, and decided, number one, my electrodes, which become the sacrificial anodes, were too small and not enough of them for what I was trying to do. You can see they did gather some rust off the parts, but as you can see in the previous video clips of the process working, it's just kind of so-so. So I've upped my game. Let me show you. Number one, I completely suspended the part in the solution, and instead of having it sit on plastic standoffs in the bottom. Everything I looked at says the part has to be completely suspended in the solution. So that's what I did. Number two, I got twice the diameter electrodes here, and I've got 4 of them instead of 2, and they're all tied together, and they're connected with the positive cable off the charger, and the negative cable is attached to the suspended part. And right away, I'm getting a much more violent reaction. And before, I was only drawing 3 or 4 amps, which I thought was just not right. Well, as you can see, and I totally forgot I had this stupid amp gauge right on the charger. Look at that, 19 amps. So yeah, the Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Co-op's gonna love me, but I'm drawing some serious amperage, and I'm really cooking parts now. Man, you want to talk about a witch's brew? Holy smokes, that's nasty. Man, this is all hot. Ugh. But I do believe we got a clean part out of the deal. That's a real witch's cauldron in there. Let's take a look at these electrodes. Yeah. Look at all the rust that's accumulated on those things. They did their job. I'm going to wait about a half an hour to rinse off the cast iron step pulley, because it's still pretty hot. I don't want to risk cracking it. Putting cold water on a hot cast iron piece. I'll clean my clamps and rinse off the anodes. They're kind of warm too, but they're steel, so. The neat part about this process, yeah, it's messy, you know, and it takes time, but while your part is cooking, you can be working on other stuff. But the neat part about this is when you're done, this is not hazardous waste. All it is water, washing soda, and iron. That's it. I can dump this out on the ground without any environmental concern at all. So once this cools down, you can see it steaming. It's pretty hot. I can barely touch the tub. It's pretty warm. But yeah, this will get dumped out, cleaned up, be ready for another round. So I'm going to go over the whole thing with this green Scotch-Brite. And I might hit it with a little emery just to shine it a little bit. But I mean, there's no rust on it. It's this is just surface residue from the washing soda, and it's coming right off. You can see the difference here. So yeah, I'll work this over and clean it up, and then bring you back to show you the finished results. By golly, I think that's going to work. That turned out really nice. And you can see the defined crown on each of these step pulleys. So that means the belt will stay aligned on here and not slip off. We still have a crown. It turned out really good. I was particularly impressed with the inside. I got a little wire brush work to do. Sorry about the crappy cam work here. A little wire brush work to do inside here yet, but this was all painted. The process removed all the paint. There was the old black lacquer, then there was orange, and then a couple of coats of the gray that the rest of the drill press is painted in. The process removed all of that and then all the underlying rust. So I am really happy with the way this turned out and how this is working. So, yeah, and you look at this as compared to this. What a before and after, a contrast here. That looked like that before the electrolysis process. So I think I got about 10 or 15 minutes of finish work in that, you know, with a little emery and a little Scotch-Brite and a little steel wool. And that turned out great. So yeah, these bigger parts, while they're cooking in the solution, I can be working on other stuff, reassembling and so forth. This thing I'm still thinking about. I've got a container big enough, I think, to immerse at least the column. I'll just have to play that by ear. I've got I'll have to back my trailer up there and put that cherry picker lift that I modified the trailer, you know, to install that cherry picker on. Suspend this thing and just immerse that. It's a 30-gallon plastic garbage can. So I can suspend that in there. I'm going to have to come up with some pretty heavy-duty electrodes. I think I got some old steel T-post fencing laying around here that I could clamp to the sides of that and you know, hook it all together. We'll just see how that goes. So onward and upward, my friends. I'm really happy with the way this process works. It's going to save me a lot of time instead of spending hours and hours with a wire wheel and all of that. And, you know, I'm really not set up for sandblasting. I've got an old beat-up sandblast cabinet in the corner, but it needs a lot of work before I can use it. And, you know, while whatever part I got in the solution is, you know, is cooking away, I can work on other stuff. So in the long run, it is a time saver. And I'm really, really happy with it. And you saw how that step pulley turned out. Man, that looks great. So yeah, the drill press project is coming along. It's going to be a while yet. I still got lots of parts to clean, and then of course we go into the reassembly. But it's coming right along, and I'm getting anxious to get into that electric motor. So yeah, with that, I'm going to say thanks for watching and sign off right here. Welcome new subscribers if you're new here, and you'd like to see more about this drill press. I've got an entire playlist. So go to my YouTube page and click on playlists and scroll down and find the Champion Camelback drill press, and you'll find the playlist for that. So anyway, thanks everybody. We'll see you real soon on the next one. Bye for now.